Our hormone health hub of the week is dandelion. Now, dandelions are commonly thought of as weeds. You may have seen them growing around in your garden, and you may have even picked up the seed head, blown and made a wish. But essentially, dandelions are an incredibly nutritious herb, and today we're going to speak about why they're so important for our hormone health. The whole dandelion plant can be consumed, and there's different medicinal properties in different parts of the plant. You can have them fresh, you can juice them, you can add them to smoothies, you can even add the leaves fresh to salads, or you can have them dried. So these are dried dandelion stems and leaves. You can use these as a herbal tea. So I generally tend to make an infusion of dandelion, the dried leaves and stems, and have it as a tea. Or you can even use the dandelion root. So this is dandelion root, and you can even roast the root and make dandelion coffee. So I took some of these roots and I roasted them in the oven, and they turn this like darker brown color, and they give off a really nutty fragrance. So you can make a decoction out of the dandelion root. The difference really between a decoction and an infusion is that with a decoction, you actually bring the plant material up to the boil. Decoctions are usually reserved for the parts of the plant that are quite like hardy and tough, so like the roots that need a little bit of extra encouragement before they start releasing their medicinal properties, unlike the dried leaves and stems that easily infuse into boiling water. You would add the roots to a pot with cold water and bring it up to a boil and allow it to simmer in order to extract the medicinal properties out of the roots. But to make roasted dandelion root coffee, after you've roasted the roots, you can even put this in a blender and steep it in a similar way to how you would make filter coffee in like a French press, for example. So moving on to the benefits of dandelion and why they're so helpful for our hormone health. Well, dandelion has been known as a detox herb or a detox plant, and the reason is because dandelion can be used to help you to pass urine. So it's known as a diuretic. So there are certain diuretic medications that people with high blood pressure, for example, would take, or people that have heart conditions may be on a diuretic medication. But dandelion has diuretic properties, so it helps you to actually excrete waste via the kidneys because it encourages you to pass urine. And so that's one way that dandelion is helpful for detoxifying the body. But an important difference between dandelion and diuretic medications is that often diuretic medications will deplete your body of potassium. And oftentimes people who are on diuretic medication, they'll have to take a potassium supplement in order to reduce the effects of low potassium. But dandelion leaves are actually a source of potassium. So while they do have a diuretic effect and encourage you to pass more urine and eliminate waste, they don't deplete your body of potassium. And so this always fascinates me how this keeps happening in nature. Often what we find in plant medicines or in certain plants is that one property tends to balance out the other properties. So for example, if you look at fruit has gotten a bad rap because it contains sugar. But in nature, you won't find sugar without fiber. It's humans that extract the fiber from plants that actually make the properties of that plant potentially hazardous or harmful. So if you think of something like an apple, for example, apples have sugar in them, but they also are high in fiber. So if you eat a few apples, you're going to get full and you're not going to be able to eat more than 2 or 3 at a time. But if you have apple juice, you can tend to drink a larger volume of apple juice because the fiber has been removed. So if you have the fiber with the sugar in the apple versus if you have just the sugar without the fiber in the apple juice. And so this is another example of how nature is so beautiful. It's providing a diuretic effect in the dandelion, but it's also replacing potassium at the same time. The other way is that dandelion helps to stimulate the gallbladder and it increases bile production. So dandelion is known as a herb that helps to support liver health. And this is why it's so important for our hormone health. As you know, the liver is responsible for detoxifying your body. It metabolizes and breaks down medications and chemicals and toxins that may be in the environment that you may have ingested. If your body has been exposed to lots of chemicals, either through the food that you're eating or perhaps the products that you've been putting on your skin, then your liver really is going to be needing to do lots of extra work to detoxify your body from those chemicals. But another important function of the liver is it helps to metabolize and break down estrogen. And so this is why our liver health is so vitally important for our hormone health. So the liver helps to break down estrogen and enables it to be excreted via the gut. And so if your liver is under a lot of stress, and especially if your liver is bombarded by lots of chemicals and toxins and perhaps even excess estrogen, then ensuring that your liver is functioning optimally is going to become super important. And that's where dandelion comes in. It helps to support your liver's health and helps to stimulate the production of bile and helps to stimulate the gallbladder to release bile so that it can begin to digest and break down and eliminate as efficiently as possible. Dandelions can also be used in a variety of other medical conditions. So dandelions help to reduce acne, they can improve eczema and psoriasis breakouts. They also may be helpful in people with arthritis, such as osteoarthritis and even gout, and they can help to reduce constipation. Dandelions also contain vitamin A, B vitamins, vitamin C, and vitamin D. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your comments, questions, and suggestions for future episodes in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and watch the next video on your screen because that's the one YouTube thinks you should watch next.